Welcome back to my last part of my three-part series of the West End. Today we're going to be checking out areas between Rimrock Road and Grand Avenue. I am driving Rimrock Road right now from 17th Street down to 40th Street, Shiloh Road, just to give you an idea of what this street looks like east to west. It's going to be 2 lanes with a middle shared turning lane. You have streets on both sides, and then you have some homes that face Rimrock Road on both sides, north and south of this street. You're going to have really mature landscaping, trees, and it's just really beautiful. This is a really great traveled road, so it is pretty heavily traveled because it does go from downtown to the West End. So if you're interested in homes right on Rimrock Road, keep that in mind. Now I'm back at the intersection of 17th and Rimrock Roads. I'm going to be driving through the Oaks subdivision and the Pines subdivision. These homes are very unique in style and design, also in size, but you'll see for the most part they were built in the 1980s, 1990s, and then the next one that I'm going to go through in the 1960s. These homes would likely sell somewhere in the $400,000 to $500,000. These next few streets, the homes were built in the 1970s and 80s, and they would likely sell in the $400,000 to $500,000. These next few streets are going to be the Country Club Heights subdivision. These homes were built in the 1960s and a little bit later. Most of these would sell somewhere in the upper 300s to 500,000s. It really depends on the size and style of the home, if it's been remodeled or updated, and obviously location too. You can tell I'm driving uphill right now and I'm heading towards the rims. Those houses are really sought after. This entire area that I've been driving and that I'll continue to drive for the next couple minutes is all hilly landscaping. It is, as you can tell, going just uphill towards the rim, so it's a lot of up and down, and you can see some remodeled homes, some original homes, and some lightly remodeled. So there's a really good mix of everything here, but for the most part you're going to have grown trees and grown landscaping. I'm turning onto Brentwood Lane. This is in the High Acres subdivision. These homes were mostly built in the 50s and 60s. These homes will probably sell somewhere between $300,000, $400,000. Again, it really depends on size and style. I mean, we do have some larger homes here on the left that would certainly sell for more. we are heading into what's officially called the Gregory subdivision, also known as Gregory Hills. These homes are so sought after. A lot of folks love this neighborhood. As you can see, there's big lots, beautiful, unique homes that were built mostly in the 1950s and 60s, maybe a little bit later. Some are completely original, some are completely remodeled. It really varies, but I would say in this neighborhood, expect to spend a minimum of $500,000 all the way up to over 1 million, maybe up to 1.5 million. These are really, really architecturally unique and beautiful homes. Let's keep driving through and check them out. Let's head over to Gregory Hills' sister community, Wilshire Heights. These homes may be a little bit more affordable. They are connected by a road, but we're just going from Rimrock Road here. So in the Wilshire Heights subdivision, these homes were built in around the 1970s, very similar, maybe a little bit smaller lots. And you can expect to spend somewhere in the 300s, upper 300s, maybe into the 400s even in this neighborhood. Let's check it out. I mean, how gorgeous is that backdrop of the rims? Oh, I love it. We're turning into Durlin Heights. This neighborhood is right at the base of the rims. As you can see, that is Zimmerman Trail straight ahead of me. That road goes up from the west end and to the airport and into the Heights. So this neighborhood here, built around the 1960s, you can expect to pay somewhere in the mid 300,000s for homes in this neighborhood. We're going to head across the street to the Vista area. Now, this area is a total mix of homes. I mean, built in the 1950s, 60s, 70s, early 2000s, 2010 and later. We're looking anywhere really from the mid to upper 300s. And for the newer, larger homes, you're definitely going to be paying more, maybe around 400,000 or so. All right, now I'm heading down Poly Drive. I am just going to drive this all the way down from west to east, just like I did on Rimrock Road, so you can get a feel of what this entire street looks like. It's very similar. You're gonna have the grown trees and landscaping. You'll have houses facing Poly Drive on both the north and south sides, and then you're gonna have neighborhood streets coming off as well. So these homes they really vary in age, but 1950s, 60s, 70s, maybe in the 200 to 300,000s. Now I am just going to take you between the streets of Rimrock and Poly Drive. It's going to be a bunch of streets. These homes were built in the 1950s and 60s. You're looking somewhere in the upper 200s to mid 300,000s. Again, depending on size and style and finish of the home, if it's been remodeled or if it's original. I'm back on Poly, making my way to Zimmerman Trail. I wanted to show you some newer construction in this area, and by newer I mean like 1990s or so, on Colton Boulevard and Whitewater Circle. These homes are also mostly 1960s, 70s. They'll be somewhere in the mid 200s to mid 300,000s. This neighborhood is in between Poly Drive and Colton Boulevard. Now we're checking out all the neighborhood streets off Colton Boulevard. These homes were built in the 1960s and 70s and would be somewhere around the mid 200 to mid 300,000s. There's the Poly food basket again, and the same thing with these houses here, mid 200s, 300,000s, depending on size, style, finishes, condition. right, I'm back in the area of 17th Street. I just turned onto one of the Avenue streets. I think this one's Avenue B, but if you're looking at the map, it's Avenue B, C, D. These homes are so cute. I love these homes. They're a little bit smaller than what we have just been driving through. You're gonna see a lot of bungalow style homes, ranch style homes, a little bit smaller of lots. You can expect these homes to sell somewhere in the mid 200,000s. This area is super cool because it's right near Rose Park. There's Rose Park Elementary School. There's the actual park with a playground and fields and swimming pool with splash pad for the kids. It is so much fun. We're actually going to be heading to that park in just a second. So that's all of the area of Rose Park. It really is one of my favorite spots on the west end. Right as I'm turning here, straight ahead is like the pool and splash pad on the right-hand side. All right, let's check out some homes on Colton Boulevard. These homes really vary in the age that they were built and the size, mostly ranch style homes. You can expect these to be somewhere in the upper 200s, 300,000s. right, so you got to check out some of the homes off Colton Boulevard. I'm heading just a little bit south, getting closer to 24th Street, and you can see that there are some apartments. And if that's something that you're looking for, we do have that in the Billings area. So here's some apartments, and then once I turn up here to the right, there's going to be like an assisted community as well. So we're coming up on the intersection of 24th Street and Colton Boulevard. I am going to show you the subdivision of Forest Park. Forest Park homes started being built in the 1960s and 70s. There's also some homes in the late 90s. These homes are so unique and different. That seems like the theme of Billings. I love how diverse the architecture is in Billings. It's so amazing to me. So this Forest Park subdivision, these homes would be somewhere in the upper 300s all the way to $700,000, depending on size and style of home. Again, is it a newer home or has it been remodeled? There's a couple streets in this subdivision where the homes were built in the 1990s, and you could expect to pay a little bit more for those homes than, say, maybe an original home of the 1960s. So let's check it out. All right, so you saw everything between Rimrock Road and Grand Avenue below the rims. However, there is a neighborhood just up on the rims that is so close to the West End. I just had to show you. Now, this school district is not going to be in the West End. It's actually part of the Heights school zone, but it's like so close off of Zimmerman Trail. I just had to show you. So this is Rieberg Ranch. Rieberg Ranch is a newer community. Literally, as you can see, it used to be a ranch. I bet you didn't even know there was houses back here when I first started driving down. So this neighborhood really started in the early 2000s. You'll see some of the older homes like look a little bit different. They're maybe very neutral in color and tan. And then with the newer construction, you'll see lots of fun colors in this neighborhood. You'll see reds and blues and greens and just really, really fun, architecturally cool houses. There's also some townhomes in this community that you could probably get in about the 300,000s. But for single family homes, expect to pay anywhere from $500,000 up to $1 million in this neighborhood. So let's drive through and check out Rieberg Ranch. Thanks for tuning in to my ride with me on the West End. Click to subscribe so you can see what's going on in the Heights.